good analysis you're offering us, and I have more questions for you. But first, do you have a website where people can learn more or see more of what you've written?
Sure. My website is inlpcenter.com.
Okay, inlpcenter.com. Mike Bundrant is our guest here to give us some analysis of this study of, quote, unrealistic optimism that was published in Nature Neuroscience. Now, my question for you, Mike, is how do you think these other factors might play into this phenomenon that we are discussing here? For example, consuming fluoride, which we know numbs the mind. Taking psychiatric medications, which we also know can cause just craziness in the brain, all kinds, suicidal thoughts, even taking action on things like that. What about the toxic food additives that are out there? All these other toxic chemicals coming in, how might they interact with this phenomenon to potentially dull the minds of people and make them sort of zombie optimists? Is that even the right term?
That's actually a very good term. It's actually a very good term. Every chemical that we put into our body is either going to help us or hurt us, play a role in supporting our organs or not. And the brain, of course, is an organ, and the mind, comes from the brain. So if you're going to do some work on yourself to the degree that you have brain-numbing chemicals in your body, it's just going to make that work more difficult. It'll feel sort of like digging through sludge a little bit. Is it impossible? Of course not. If you're taking some sort of medication or if you eat a lot of chemicals, does that mean you're a total zombie? No, of course not. You're not as sharp as you might be. But the key for everybody, no matter where you are, is to get started. Learn some ways to manage your mind. Learn some ways to reduce your anxiety. Learn how to think more clearly. Everybody, no matter where you're at right now, can, in the next week or two, learn to think several degrees more clearly, to learn to manage their emotions with 2 or 3% more efficiency, and to feel just a little bit better simply by practicing, let's say, meditation, simply by, practicing some cognitive behavioral techniques. Everybody can take a step forward. It doesn't matter where you are. And the ideal, of course, is to become self-sufficient, where you don't need medication in order to feel okay.
Right.
And you're able to be aware of what's going on with the food supply and the water supply so that you can take measures to avoid it. And there are ways to do that.
Just extraordinary information, and I hope those of you listening here are really getting this. This is explaining the brain defect of those who can't see reality and who maintain what we're now calling zombie optimism. But I want to be clear about this. We are not opposed to optimism itself. In fact, I consider myself an optimist. I don't know about you, Mike. You're probably an optimist, too. I mean, I maintain optimism on issues like we are going to expose corruption. We are going to protect the planet in the way that really matters. Like, I'm optimistic about I'm going to learn permaculture and practice permaculture and grow more of my own food no matter what. I don't care what barriers are put in the way. I'm going to be optimistic about making progress. It seems like combining optimism with action is a real strategy for success.
Yes, optimism combined with action based on reality is an incredible combination for success. Absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, the odds don't have to be in your favor in order for you to succeed. So if I'm going to start a business, we all know that most businesses fail, okay? But if I know that, if I go, wow, 9 out of 10 businesses fail within the first year of being in business, okay, that's a truth. I'm not going to avoid that truth. I want to start a business anyways. And given the reality of how difficult it is, I'm going to make a list of everything that I need to do to give myself the best chance of success. I'm going to do the research. I'm going to make sure I'm well-funded, etc.
We're just about to wrap this up. 20 seconds left. Anything else you want to add as we wrap up this segment with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Even though that there is neuroscience and studies on the brain that show that the brain does certain things in order to create certain outcomes, we can take cognitive control. We can influence whether or not that frontal lobe shuts down in the face of bad news.
All right, good information from Mike Bundren. Thanks for joining us on this segment. Stay with us here. We'll be back with more breaking news here on The Alex Jones Show. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mark Craighead, founder of Crossbreed Holsters. I designed our top-selling holster, the Super Tuck Deluxe, to solve the problems of being poked, pinched, and gouged while carrying concealed. The Super Tuck Deluxe is the most comfortable, most concealable holster on the market today. We offer a 2-week free trial and a lifetime warranty.
Visit us at crossbreedholsters.com. Don't forget, crossbreedholsters.com.
Question: when the next disaster strikes, will you be ready? Answer: yes. If you have top quality survival gear from thesurvivalzone.com. These days it's wise to keep a survival kit in your vehicle, home, and office. Thesurvivalzone.com specializes in ready-to-go wilderness, 72-hour, and compact survival kits, plus freeze-dried and dehydrated food, MREs, stun guns, non-hybrid seeds, and much more. Call 603-838-5933 to be prepared with thesurvivalzone.com.
You don't need me to tell you that humanity is in a deep crisis. Everyone can feel it. We know a tectonic struggle is now taking place between the forces of freedom and those who love darkness, bondage, and enslavement. Yes, my friends, evil is rising. But take heart. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Recently, New World Order operative Hillary Clinton admitted they're losing the info war.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
The globalists are scared. They've overreached. The future of the info war is in your hands. Join prisonplanet.tv. Download the thousands of special video reports, ebooks, and more, and get them out to everyone you know. Continue to spread the word about the broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and every other globalist propaganda platform. We are going to use their system against them. The info war now goes into high gear.
Optics Planet is calling all hunters, shooters, and outdoorsmen. It's time to gear up. As the best online retailer of rifle scopes, red dot sights, lasers, and other firearm accessories, Optics Planet has a special deal to offer GCN listeners. You may already know OpticsPlanet.com has the best selection of weapon lights, holsters, night vision, binoculars, and tactical gear on the planet. With incredibly low prices, free shipping on most orders, and USA-based phone support, Optics Planet is the online retailer of choice for discerning gun owners and outdoor enthusiasts. Featuring Loophole, Blackhawk, EOTech, Crimson Trace, Night Force, Trigicon, Surefire, over 700 top brands. For a limited time, head to opticsplanet.com/GCN to get a free Streamlight Keymate, the world's most powerful keychain light with purchase. That's opticsplanet.com/GCN or call 800-332-OPTICS right now to speak with an Optics Planet product specialist. 800-332-6784.
I say I shot the sheriff, but I swear it was in self-defense. Yeah.
Tonight on InfoWars Nightly News, beginning transmission at 7 p.m. Central Time. For those of you who are PrisonPlanet.tv subscribers, we're going to have Pepe Escobar on about the Iran false flag situation. That news that we have been breaking today. I still have more details for you on that. He's an Asia Times reporter, going to be joining us live from Brazil. That's a big deal. So join in tonight, tune in, watch InfoWars Nightly News, which I'm hosting, by the way, doing double duty here today at the InfoWars studios in Austin. Bryce Shanka is also going to be joining us from the 10th Amendment Center to comment on the Occupy Wall Street protest. I got some additional insight and information for you on that. Also on the Nightly News, we're going to be joined by Dr. David Brownstein, who is going to be commenting on this breaking news. You know how they're attacking the vitamins again in the mainstream media. You see these headlines all over the place now. They say multivitamins kill senior citizens. Well, of course, it's a complete fabrication, a total scientific fraud. And Dr. Brownstein is going to be explaining to us why that is with specific figures and details in InfoWars Nightly News broadcasting tonight at 7 p.m., hosted by yours truly. Man, there's always so much good stuff going on here. We can have radio for 6 hours a day and still not cover all the news. I know Alex feels the same way. The story we promised earlier from Paul Joseph Watson is now been posted on Infowars.com. Title is Sources. U.S. gives Israel green light for Iran strike. Oh my, here we go, beating the war drum once again. Paul Joseph Watson says the Obama administration's fabricated terror plot blamed on Iran represents the green light for an Israeli attack on Iran set to take place within the next 2 weeks, says, according to confidential military sources who spoke with Alex Jones. The story goes on. You can find the story posted at Infowars.com. It goes into some of the details of what is happening behind the scenes. I bet you the CIA and the FBI are tuning in and listening to this show right now today, and they are probably learning some new things because there are factions within every group in government, and some factions have put this into play, and other factions probably tried to resist it or are trying to stop it, and they're shocked just as you are shocked, just as we are shocked by this, how so many of the key globalist players in our world are pushing us towards violence and pushing us towards war. For example, here we go. Here's a story out of The Guardian. Headline, Saudis say Iran must, quote, pay the price for alleged plot as U.S. resists retaliation. Again, this is published in The Guardian by, who is it, Ewan McCaskill. In The Guardian, Tehran denies it was behind plot to kill Saudi ambassador and says the U.S. is using it to divert attention from problems at home. That sounds like a pretty good assessment, actually. Iran may be exactly right on this particular analysis. Again, I don't agree with the Iranian government and all their policies and so on, but they could very well be right with this particular analysis. So we're going to learn more about that tonight as we go into the InfoWars Nightly News at 7 p.m. Some other stories that we did not have time to get to today, but I want to mention to you very briefly some stuff that will blow your mind. The FDA has approved another new antidepressant drug for dogs. Yeah, so if your Fido or your Rover is feeling blue or bored, you can now drug them up, just like you drug your kids with psychiatric mind-altering drugs. Just incredible. All right, well, we're out of time, folks. Retransmission of this show will begin shortly. Alex Jones, Paul Joseph Watson, Dr. Steve Pachinik, all about the false flag push for war in the Middle East. Retransmission begins now, and join us tonight with InfoWars Nightly News. Thank you. Take care.